Hey, what's going on everyone? The iPhone 14 rumors are picking up and Apple's new iPhone could bring the biggest changes in years, what most of the fans are looking for. The leak so far points a sleeker new design, a faster A16 bionic chip, and a sharper new main camera, and possibly USB Type-C for iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. The iPhone 14 Pro models could see the most radical upgrades, but the regular iPhone 14 lineup could get a big shake-up too, as the Mini is expected to be killed in favor of a new 6.7-inch iPhone 14 Max. In other words, it is easy to see why the iPhone 14 is one of the most anticipated phones of 2022. So in this video, we'll be talking everything we have heard so far about the iPhone 14. Please bear with us till the end of this video. My name is Sovik and welcome to Phone Politics. Let's get started. Before we jump right into the video, we want to tell you something important. Almost 99% of you watching our videos have not subscribed to our channel. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get all the notifications about our upcoming videos. First of all, let's talk about the possible release date and price of iPhone 14. We have heard no hint on a potential release date for the iPhone 14. But going by the previous Apple iPhone launch events, we expect to see the iPhone 14 make its debut in September 2022. Based on Apple's previous patterns, the iPhone 14 could be announced Tuesday, September 13, and the release could follow 10 days later on September 2022, but it is just a speculation. According to the latest rumor, the iPhone 14 is undergoing engineering validation test, meaning that the design has been fixed since the iPhone 14 entered into the trial production in February. These tests will show if the new models are indeed up to Apple's exacting standards. As for the price, it is difficult to predict, but we suspect that the iPhone 14 will match the price of the iPhone 13, which starts at $799 for the regular iPhone 13 and $999 for iPhone 14 Pro. However, there could be no iPhone 14 mini at all, so we would expect a larger 6.7-inch iPhone 14 Max to cost around $899. From there, the iPhone 14 Pro could cost $999 and the iPhone 14 Pro Max could cost $1,099 or more. As per the Indian price is concerned, Apple always has a weird price strategy that's pretty hard to predict. But there is a catch here, as somewhat reliable leaker Leaks Apple Pro has claimed 3 of the 4 iPhone 14 models are tipped for a price hike. As per the report, the iPhone 14 Max could replace the iPhone 14 mini. Despite the iPhone 12 mini's reportedly poor sales, Apple released an iPhone 13 mini alongside the other iPhone 13 models last year. But the mini could be toast after that, as the company will reportedly shake up the iPhone 14 lineup for 2022. There could be a larger iPhone 14 Plus or Max to go along with the larger 6.1-inch iPhone 14. So there would be 2 regular size phones and 2 larger screen iPhone 14 models. This leak was further backed up by leaker John Prosser, who claimed that the iPhone 14 Max will be the replacement for a mini phone offering a 6.7-inch display only, without coming with a load of Pro features. Given the appetite for larger phones, a big yet more affordable iPhone could be just the thing for iPhone fans. Now let's talk about the design of the iPhone 14. According to John Prosser and his front page tech video, the iPhone 14 will look like an iPhone 12 crossed with an iPhone 4, in that it will stick with flat edges. But those edges could include a mute button and a group of rounded buttons for volume central, harking back to the iPhone 4. Supposedly, the sides of the iPhone 14 could be made out of titanium, which could make it tougher and stronger than the previous iPhones, whereas the back would retain the glass finish but seemingly with a satin-like finish. Some schematics that show the iPhone 14 Pro models with the raised camera array being even bigger on the iPhone 14 Pro, and Ming Ching Co claiming that a larger module is needed to house a 48 megapixel camera. It doesn't look likely that the standard iPhone 14 will get a set of cameras flash in its rear panel. A good few rumors have the iPhone 14 tipped to be finally kill the display notch. But as it stands, it's now looking like only the iPhone 14 Pro will be notchless, opting for a combination of a singular circular camera cutout and a pill-shaped cutout alongside it to hold the Face ID sensor. However, the standard iPhone 14 is now not expected to kill the notch, with tipsters suggesting that the iPhone range as a whole will be notchless in 2023. A leaker on Weibo has also posted alleged schematics for the iPhone 14 Pro showing the Face ID cutout next to the front-facing camera. It seems divisive to us, but this is early stages. Similar to the Pro, My Smart Price also obtained CAD renders of the regular iPhone 14. We assume that iPhone 14 Max will also feature the same design in a body with a 6.7-inch display. As you can see, these renders don't look a whole different than the iPhone 13 we have now. The notch is still slimmer and the rear cameras are stacked diagonally. For color option, one source has said that there will be midnight, starlight and product red color option as usual, with the current blue being swapped out for a lighter sky blue and a new purple option coming in. However, that leak has since been deleted, so it is hard to judge how reliable it is. Now let's talk about the display of iPhone 14. We are expecting a shake-up in the iPhone 14 range, as we will reportedly see a standard iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro come with a 6.1-inch display, and a possible iPhone 14 Plus and iPhone 14 Pro Max to sports a 6.7-inch display, so no more 5.4-inch mini. A leak from Shadow Leaks claims that the iPhone 14 will have a 6.08-inch display, and the iPhone 14 Max will have a 6.68-inch panel. That's the same as the iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro Max. Given the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max have a 120Hz refresh rate display, it would be great to see all iPhone's 14 models have such a screen, likely using an LTPO panel or an evolution of that display tech. A new supply chain rumors has the iPhone 14 Max, potentially called the iPhone 14 Plus, tipped to get a 120Hz refresh rate display. LG will apparently be the screen maker in this case, though it's as yet unclear whether the standard iPhone 14 will get a faster refresh rate or stick to 60Hz. An always-on display would also seem logical for the iPhone 14, given it was tipped for the iPhone 13 but never made it into the latest iPhone. Now let's talk about the cameras of iPhone 14. We're starting to hear some more details about the iPhone 14 cameras, and the rumors are getting pretty interesting. One report from Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo tips a 48-megapixel main sensor for the iPhone 14 Pro models, which would be a big jump from the 12-megapixel camera on iPhone 13. TrendForce, a Taiwanese research firm, backs up the 48-megapixel main camera rumor, suggesting that megapixel matter once more to Apple, at least when it comes to the camera's Pro phones. However, this rumor has been challenged by another tipster who claims that iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 14 range won't get a 48-megapixel camera. Instead, the tipster claims that Apple will stick to the same 12-megapixel sensor found in the iPhone 13 range. Now let's talk about the other specs of iPhone 14. So far we only have tidbits of info on the potential iPhone 14 specs. We are rather confident that 2022's iPhone will make use of an A-series chip designed by Apple. Likely to be the A16, the chip will almost certainly offer a notable boost in both processor and graphic performance over the A15 Bionic tipped for iPhone 13. The iPhone 14 is tipped to feature a 4nm chip from TSMC, which would be even smaller and more efficient than the 5nm A15 Bionic. However, a recent report claims that TSMC is having problem producing the smaller chips, which means the iPhone 14 could stick to the 5nm chipset. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo claims that Apple may decide to give only the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max the new A16 Bionic chip, and the regular iPhone 14 and 14 Pro Max would be powered by the current A15 Bionic. He also claims that the iPhone 14 models will have a 6GB RAM. However, the base models would get a LPDDR4X RAM like the current iPhone 14 range, while the Pro models will allegedly get faster and more efficient LPDDR5 RAM. A rumor has the iPhone 14 tipped to get a huge 2TB of onboard storage. Given no Samsung phone offers this, they are previously been generous with storage. We are skeptical of an iPhone having the most storage on a smartphone to date. Apple could also launch an eSIM only variant of the iPhone 14 according to claims by analyst Emma of Global Date. It's possible that iPhone 14 will feature an Apple-made 5G modem following Apple's acquisitions of Intel's modem business. As per the connectivity is concerned, an old iPhone 13 rumor has resurfaced that the iPhone will gain the ability to connect to satellite networks so that users can send messages to emergency services when cellular networks aren't available. That feature didn't make it to the iPhone 13, but now tipsters say that the iPhone 14 models could add satellite connectivity as Apple looks to bolster the emergency features of its phones. Dropping the Lightning port and going for USB Type-C has been a regular rumor for multiple iPhone generations. But it looks like that it could finally happen in this iPhone 14. Multiple leakers have claimed that the iPhone 14 Pro will come with a USB Type-C. Now let's talk about the software part of iPhone 14. Assuming Apple sticks to the pattern it's used for the better part of a decade, the iPhone 14 will launch with a new version of iOS software when it arrives this year. Since we are currently on iOS 15, the next generation is all about certain to be the iOS 16, unless Apple ditches numbers like it did with macOS. We haven't heard anything about Apple's planned software updates for iOS 16, and we are unlikely to until the company's annual developer conference, which is normally held in June. With iOS 15.2 bringing a large number of changes to the iPhone in December, Apple's already been busy on the software front. So that is all for today's video. Please let me know your thoughts about iPhone 14 in the comment section below. If you find this video informative, then please hit the like button. A like will encourage us to make more exciting videos for you. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to Phone Politics for more informative tech content. Also follow us on social medias, the links are in the description. See you guys in the next video. Sayonara.